Right, we are recording. Fantastic. So first real episode of the Passing the Time podcast. How exciting is that?
Very exciting.
It's all of the excitement. It's
Thank
fantastic.
you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us, to our 3 subscribers. We love you all.
Appreciate every single one of you.
Fantastic start. But no, there was a lot more views on our first little introduction video. I appreciate it's only 45 seconds, and it was more like kind of just introducing the actual podcast. But yeah, it got more views than we expected. So it's really, really good.
I mean, I was excited after the first few, but then I was like, oh my god, we've got one. But
one view down, Instagram famous basically. Sign us up, Simon Cowell. You know what I mean? That's great. But no, so this podcast is going to be more based on just what we're doing in time, because the title will be not talked about you know what. And we all know what you know what is, unless you're watching this in about 2-3 years' time, and then you probably won't know what this is, but still, doesn't matter, does it?
It does not matter at all.
Doesn't matter at all. So yeah, I think what we're, because what I've decided is I just hate working from home. I hate it.
No, it's been, about a week, if that, and I'm already just sick of it.
I can't stand it. Like, I just find it so... Like, the first day I started, and I thought, you know what, this is actually alright. This is going to be doable.
Quite chill, just in your own environment.
Yeah,
it's okay, it's relaxed.
Because I don't have to drive to work, save me petrol money. Fantastic, win-win. By the third day, it's just the worst thing in the world, isn't it? It's just the worst thing in the world.
And there's only so many rooms in your house you can work from before you just...
No, yeah, absolutely.
You get bored.
No, absolutely. Are you doing anything interesting to keep yourself sane in this hard time?
Keep myself sane, apart from trying to not be in a room with my very distracting family as I'm trying to work. Yeah. But no, I'm doing all of the fun, cool things. I'm doing yoga for the mind. Yeah. And I've actually, I don't know if I really want to bait myself out on a podcast, but started to paint by numbers.
Oh mate, our 3 subscribers going to have you for that. Oh, watch out. I think that's actually dreadful, isn't it? That is...
What's even worse, it's got to the point where I know I should be doing work, but all I can think about is my paint by numbers.
Yeah, oh dear God. How are you, Grandma, then? How are you?
But I mean, I'm sorry to break it to our 3 subscribers, but Hobbycraft are now sold out, so you can't jump on that bandwagon.
Yeah, what did the police say?
I didn't realise it'd be such a popular thing among...
No.
Well, probably not people of my age, I was going to say. Probably not people of my age, but...
What a nightmare. No, I think just in general, the consensus is... work from home is dreadful, and I think as it's built up during the week, that's just kind of been how it is, really.
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard a lot of people, everyone at my work's been like, oh, it's been a really long week because people are stressing and stuff. But
I guess that is the thing, like when you go to the office, like, and you're there with like different people and you're seeing different people every day, like it splits your day up, doesn't it? But when you're just in your house, everything just blurs into one, and before you know it, you just...
Yeah, school's closed. What do you think about the school? What do you think about the GCSEs stuff? I think that's really interesting.
It is interesting. It's... I understand obviously why they've had to do it, because we don't know when this is going to be over, but then at the same time, like, I understand why a lot of kids are going to be frustrated.
Oh yeah, but think about it.
Well, actually, I think it'll be in too hard. I think there'll be people that just could not be happier they don't have to do exams, and then people that probably... I don't know. I think more than the exams, I think it just has to be hard, like suddenly having to leave school a lot earlier and say goodbye to your friends and things.
Right, honestly, I heard a story, yeah.
Okay.
My sister, so she knows someone so she's currently year 10, but she knows someone
in year 11.
in the year above, in year 11. And she said that this person was actually really annoyed about not doing the exam, and I obviously said why. And you ready for this reason? This is absolutely just a joke. She said, when I have kids, I can't relate when they're going through their GCSEs. And my response was literally, fuck off. Like, I imagine wanting to go through exams that badly just so I can like
relate to your kids.
That's such like a I'm trying to be different kind of thing.
It's alright, you've only got 2 years to wait then if you're doing your A-levels, it's fine.
Exactly. It's almost just like,
I mean,
I need to be relatable at all levels. Like, just why are you doing that? Like, it's just so...
I understand a lot of reasons to be frustrated that GCSEs are cancelled, but thinking for your future kids, like, I think that's a bit a bit soon.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's absolutely fantastic. But no, I think music's a huge part. What kind of music are you listening to at the moment?
Weeknd's album just dropped.
Weeknd's album. We go to see The Weeknd in October. We cannot wait, or I can't wait. I've kind of dragged Rachel along with me. She was very keen. Like, you know when you're in a relationship, right, and you think that the other person's doing something just to please you, like, so. I even said, right, I said to my, not mother-in-law, but, like, of that effect, I would go to see her sister's pantomime. And I'm one of those people, right, I don't like pantomimes. I'm not like well, I guess if you are above the age of 6, you probably don't like pantomimes, do you? Like, but then she says she dances on them. She's not like the, it's behind you person, do you know what I mean? Like, she's not... But yeah, so she dances, and I fully agreed to that. And then, you know, when you just go home and that instant regret kicks in, you're just like...
Why did I do this?
Why have I done that?
And before you knew it, the tickets were booked and you couldn't get out.
Yeah, exactly. I went around the next time with the intent of being like, oh, sorry, I'm breaking my leg that day and it's really serious. But no, before that, she booked it.
But lucky for you, you know what? Let's come along and cancelled it.
Yeah, exactly. You know what's going on, cancelled it. So
I think there was a little bit of happiness there, wasn't there?
Yeah, who's the mug now? who's the mug now? But yeah, no, I think I've listened to a bit of it. I think it's good.
The Weeknd's album.
Yeah, the problem is number one, I think that it's not as good as Starboy, the album, not the song. The song doesn't just beat the whole album. And also I think some of the songs sounded quite samey.
Oh, I thought the same thing. I had the album and I literally...
same thing.
Ooh,
joker.
You're a funny geese.
Yeah, okay.
No, yeah, I had the album on, and I could totally tell when, like, it went on to the next song, but I couldn't at the same time. Like, I think the 3 that he released prior to the album were definitely the best 3 on there.
Oh yeah, things After Hours. I think specifically you were quite unsure on After Hours.
I was. I mean, for me, like, I listen to music, but I'm not, like, a big listener to music. So thinking of listening to a 6-minute long song was a bit like, here we go.
Yeah, no, actually, I get that. It's one of those. It is with long songs. I feel like it can go one of two ways. It can either be quite like you kind of sit there and think it could have been squeezed into a 3-minute song,
yeah.
Or like, for example, like, I think we've talked about this before, Sicko Mode by Travis Scott. There's lots of beat switch ups.
Yeah, it's so different. It's so different.
Lots of different verses. And I actually really like that. But
no, because I think on his album there's another song that's quite long. It's like a 5-minute song.
Yeah.
But it just didn't do the same for me as After Hours did.
But for me, like, I did the same for you.
Didn't do the same for me.
I loved it.
It made me feel things.
Yeah, monumental piece.
It's life-changing. Life-changing experience.
What a day. But I also think that Beauty Behind the Madness, you probably didn't listen to Beauty Behind the Madness, but Beauty Behind the Madness was the album that featured, like, the songs like The Hills, like "Oh No Caught You Venice," and like "Can't Feel My Face" and stuff. So they were all like breakthrough ones.
Yeah.
And Starboy was more like almost poppy. Like, I had like songs like with Daft Punk, like "Feel It Coming," Starboy. They were all like 3-4 minutes. And this one's come out, and he's grown the moustache. He's got his red suit on, and he's just acted a bit different. And I think it's. Yeah, I think he's coming almost more his own music.
Definitely.
And I think it is good for him, but yeah, I don't think it'll be as popular as the Starboy
What did
album was.
you think about the album cover?
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was really I thought it was not artistic, but I thought it was like it was good because it was different.
I mean, for those of you who don't know, like, I would say go and have a look at the album cover so you know what we're talking about.
Basically,
but
looked like he's just been
punched,
throttled in the face really hard.
I mean, it's very different. It was a bit. I don't know.
Yeah, I like it. Like, I don't really know what look he's going for, but I think it's just anything to be slightly like out there and slightly memorable, and I think that's good.
I think there's a thing with artists though. I think you have some artists that sound like how you imagine them to sound by looking at them, and some that just really don't.
What do you mean?
Like
give me an
Lewis
example.
Capaldi.
Yeah,
you do
no,
not
like
imagine
Lewis
that voice to come out of him, though, do you?
What a man.
And also, I don't know, but it's just The Weeknd. I don't know if like he sounds how I imagine someone.
Yeah, what I love about Lewis Capaldi is he almost like.
You love Lewis Capaldi?
No, I don't. His music is like. I think it's a bit different. Like, what I actually love about like the bloke himself, I think that it's so good. You never like. It's almost like footballers' interviews. It's so boring. Like, it's like, oh, I'm glad to get the 3 points for the team. Like, it's always you might have scored 4 goals in the game of your life, and you'll still come out and be like, yeah, but the most important thing was the lads played really well. Really good assists from whoever gave me the assists, and it was really good to get the 3 points. And like no one, it's really nice to see. Like for example, his speech at the Brits was absolutely fucking hilarious.
Oh, it was classic.
It was brilliant.
Up there was a bottle of champagne or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was
like
brilliant. Just like, I'd like to thank my grandmother for dying. And it was just like, what?
Yeah.
First of all, what a fantastic Scottish accent that was. What?
I mean, you're quite good at accents, but that one I wouldn't
yeah,
say
exactly,
is your strong suit.
Exactly. Simon Cowell is now calling me up for the second time this evening about my talent. It's good.
No.
But no, it's really nice to see someone like showing a bit of personality. Because as much as people like Ed Sheeran have been, they make great music. I don't think he will show. Like, I wouldn't want to watch, for example, like a podcast. I would be more interested in watching a podcast about Lewis Capaldi, or with Lewis Capaldi on it, than Ed Sheeran. Just 'cause I think he'd be really funny to watch. Personally.
So when this takes off, then that's our first guest appearance, Lewis Capaldi.
Yeah, it'd be gagging to get on it.
Passing the Time podcast is where it's at.
Oh, we have such high hopes. No, but I think it's a great way to pass time. Speaking of the work from home issue, I had another conversation today. Like, it was with my dad, right? And I just thought it was absolutely fantastic. He basically, I asked him, I was like, how do you find the motivation to work from home? And he said, well, what I would do is I'd go outside and walk round the block.
Okay.
And then come back in the house. And you're just like, okay, fair enough. And then he said, keep your trainers on when you come in the house. And then go upstairs and just do your work. And I'm just thinking, like,
with your trainers on?
Yeah, with my trainers on. And I just think, like, he doesn't realise we're not actually at work, does he? Like, Jesus Christ, like, just gonna pretend everyone's there, like, morning, how's your weekend? Like, anyone want a cup of tea? Like,
I mean, I've heard a lot of things, but trainers on, that's a new one.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. I might as well get a green screen out in the background, just pretend I really am at work. Do you know what I mean? It's fantastic. But no, I don't know what I think about that. Like, I think the walk is a good thing, but trainers, like for example, like, if you work, this might work actually, because it's very, like, if you're in a job that you have to wear, like, full suit and tie every single day, if you worked at home, would you wear the same?
Yeah, so we dining room table in a suit.
Yes. Would you do that?
Personally, no, but
But do you wear a suit though?
I don't wear a
Exactly.
suit. I don't wear a suit.
Opinionated, invalid.
No, rules me off that one.
Yeah, no, but I think that's a good point. Like, you probably wouldn't, would you?
No.
But then, like, I know people, because where we work, it's almost just like dress with whatever you want. Yeah, dress with whatever you want, and it's kind of like appropriate wise. So what you've got on for that day, dress appropriately for that day.
Yeah, no, of course.
So, but then I do know people that will literally be in the office, not meeting anyone or anything, that will just wear
full suit.
Yeah.
I'm obviously not being someone that's ever worn a suit, but I can't imagine that'd be the most comfortable.
I don't like suits personally. Either because I have quite long arms, so I have to get quite like
flex.
Yeah, weird flex. Gee, it's like 2015 all over again. What a cool guy. But yeah, so I've never liked it, so I've had to wear. I wear shirts with quite long arms. But because I'm not like the bulkiest as well, I've always got like slim fit. Otherwise, they look like a parachute. So they're always quite tight. I'm always, every time I bend my arm, there's a little bit of friction there. A little bit of friction on my elbow. I can't wait to get them up. But that might be my fault for buying skinny fit shirts.
Just shouldn't have long arms, should you?
Yeah, to be fair, that's something that's wildly in my control. I actually opted in for that scheme when I first came out. Yeah,
requested it.
Is there anything else that you're just doing to put yourself in the zone?
Do you know what, something I did see that was interesting, like being a fellow uni student?
What, interesting, like painted by numbers interesting?
Okay, allow it. But no, being a fellow uni student, like, obviously I can just like sympathise with my fellow uni pals.
Oh dear.
The uni year has ended like a lot sooner than a lot of people probably thought it would. And like moving out of halls and first year uni, suddenly it's all come to an end like very fast. Like I can imagine like for a lot of people that's like quite a lot to get your head round. But I did see that some uni student unions are doing virtual clubs. Not really sure how that works, but it's like a virtual club. So the DJ will be there.
Clubs? I thought you meant like clubs, like chess clubs.
No, like a club, like
that's so
nightclub.
terrible.
Yeah, so the DJ will be there. I think playing the tunes, and you can just tune in from wherever you are. And I was like, surely if you were with your friends, I'd understand it a bit more. But with this whole social distancing,
but alternatively though, if you're with your friends,
wouldn't you put on your own music?
Play music.
Yeah. And like
after hours,
self-isolating,
hashtag ad.
You wouldn't. Would you sit in your room and just? I wouldn't.
Nah, you wouldn't, would you? Oh, that's an odd concept because that's almost
like the rest of the family asleep and I'm here in my room 2 a.m. and tuned in.
Yeah. Do you think that it will just end up like that though? Do you think it will ever get to the point that people, not like with the virus or anything, like I've said it all.
Oh no.
What a rookie. But. Do you think it's like Harry Potter when they're like dodging Voldemort's name? That's what it is like these days, isn't it? 'Cause I hate it. But it's almost like, do you think that life will ever get that way where it's just a lot more people will have the technology to be almost like we can work from wherever?
Yeah, maybe.
And instead of like, cause we're doing like video calls, which is obviously like look like group FaceTimes, which is we all know about it. Will that just be the norm eventually?
Maybe.
And like stuff like that, obviously, like I feel like group clubs is a little bit far.
Wow.
Like, we never know.
You never know these days.
Yeah, don't knock it till you try it.
No, but nice. We've been like the world is becoming a lot more sort of like technology dominated.
We sound like such boomers, don't we?
We do.
Such boomers.
Dear. We're not.
Yeah. We're not alright. But no, it does. It's just one of those things that I think that. Personally, this has made me almost realise how much I enjoy human contact.
Oh, definitely.
It's like just be able to go over and like ask someone something and not having to like either message them or be like, are you free for a call?
Yeah, no, definitely.
It's just such a pain, isn't it?
It is, and it's just nice to like when you do want to take a break, have someone there that you can just chat to. And I mean, like that's why, like I know, like sometimes if I am working from home and I'm the only one here, sad it is, I will just go to a cafe and sit in there. Do my work, but just so I'm not.
I don't think that's necessarily sad though. I just think it's
what it is when I'm sat there with my 2 screens on my coffee table.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible to be fair.
So if you ever spot someone out with 2 screens, you know they do the Passing the Time podcast.
Definitely that person that just goes to like Costa and just be like, I'll have like a hot chocolate, just sits there for 4 hours with their 2 screens, be like, I want a hot chocolate, alright, it's fine.
It was 4 hours ago, but I did. The cup's just been moved.
Yeah, funny. It's yeah, no, the thing is, I don't like that. I'm really funny with, like, being able to work in a certain space. Like, I get really triggered by it, and that's really weird. But I get really, like, triggered by, like, not having, like, my own space and not, like, just, like, my permanent space.
Yeah, no, I get that. Like, I don't like working in my room, because me, that's, like, associated with my room. Like, I just can't concentrate. I can't be downstairs where I know that my mum or my sister is distracting me. I need... Honestly,
this week, I have binged almost all of the Sex Education. Like both series, I've binged almost the whole, because you suggested it to me and I was like, I'll give it a watch. I'll maybe watch like 2 or 3 episodes.
And you weren't sure, were you?
I wasn't sure, and now I just like whacked on. I've lost track. I don't even know what series I'm in. I don't even watch it. I'm just like, I had the you know the classic. Oh, I used to watching.
Yeah.
I got that. I was like, yes, I am. I'm
I'm
very engaged.
No, I don't want to guess how much Netflix I've watched over these last few days.
Yeah.
It's just
nothing. I'm not a huge TV watcher actually. I just you obviously suggested that. I love the Friends series, and I know that's such a controversial. I thought it was controversial, and it's not. Cause I thought, I saw an Instagram post today. It was just like, all this quarantine time, but I'm not going to watch a single episode of Friends. And I just think that's someone that's trying to act like almost outside the stereotype just for the sake of it.
Well, you say that though, but I am the person that hadn't watched a single episode of Friends until I was...
Yeah.
How old? Oh, 19?
Yeah, 19. But, like, do you enjoy it, though?
I do. But you say that, yes, we don't watch much telly. How long ago did we start watching Friends? Ages ago, when we've only just got onto the 3rd season, so...
Because your sister actually started at the same time, and she's on, like, series 9.
She's almost finished it, so we don't... I love it. Like, I don't know where it's been missing from my life all this time, but...
No,
we're taking our time with it.
Yeah, it's just a classic, because I know a lot of people, my parents love it, and they kind of introduced me to it, and I've watched, as sad as it is, I've watched the series, maybe like three times. No, it's definitely more than 3 times. I don't know what I'm lying
Seeing
for.
as you know what the character's going to say before they say it, and will often say it before they do,
Yeah,
I think it might be more.
I'm that unbearable person. Like, it's just so unnecessary.
Ruins every episode.
It's just so unnecessary, isn't it? Like, just like one like joke, I just get to the punchline first, and then I often do it, and I just think, but why have I done that? Like, why do I feel the need to clarify my knowledge for such a realistically not stereotypically like socially accepted good thing to have a good knowledge about?
No,
like,
you come on Mastermind and your chosen topic.
I feel like that guy, like, you know that guy that says I think it's like Lovejoy. He says like a really like weird name, like "Has possible going along" or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it's like a meme. It's so funny. Yeah, they just go ask him a question. He goes, "Has possible going along," and it's just so funny.
Do that again?
Like, "Has possible going along." I don't know what it actually is, but like, I'll show you. It's actually hilarious. I'll show you after. Actually, no, it's actually brilliant. But no, I feel like that about Friends. It's absolutely. Is it tragic? Probably. Yeah.
But the hardest thing is, like, watching it is trying to, like, not see any spoilers. Like, if someone comments a spoiler now, I'm not going to be very happy because I'm doing so well so far and not having it spoiled for me.
I'm looking at you 3.
Our 3 subscribers. Like, we value you, but...
We value you, but I swear
any spoilers and you're gone.
Yeah, because we can afford to get rid of you.
We can.
Yeah.
We don't need 3.
Yeah, because we're in control. I actually like squared up to like the thing that we're recording the podcast on, like as a live stream.
I'm that big man.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible, isn't it? Absolutely terrible. I'm only 5'10", doesn't matter. So, I'm tall, I promise. We're 6 foot. But no, I just think there's a lot of stuff to keep yourself occupied with. Films. Are you a big film person?
I'm a big film person.
I'm asking you like I don't know that already. Like,
no.
just for the audience.
Just for you.
Just for the lads.
No, I am quite a big film person, yeah. But you judge me, but I'm that sort of weird person that will sit there and watch horror films by myself.
That is psychotic, to be fair. Like, honestly, that's so psychotic. I think that just...
Like, I hate it and I regret it afterwards because I'll be lying in bed with my night light on, terrified. But at the time, I was like...
Yeah, frantically painting those numbers. Like, oh my god. I'm terrified, but no, that's psychotic behaviour, to be fair. What is the scariest film you've ever watched?
There's a lot that I find scary. But one that we did go and see at the cinema recently that I actually thought was really good was the new Annabelle.
Yeah, no, I thought it was good.
I honestly, because I've watched the previous Annabelles, and they were, like, scary, but I didn't find them, like, oh my god, ridiculously scary. But the new one, I actually was, very, like, pleasantly scared.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. Pleasantly scared.
Scared.
That is when you know you're a psychopath. I was pleasantly scared, yeah. It was about an 8 out of 10.
I'll be sectioned after this.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, alright. Don't even know what you're doing in your spare time.
No, but yeah.
But no, I did think that, I thought that was really good. I watched when I was 13. It was my first, I think it was 13. It was the first horror film I ever watched at my mate's house. We watched Sinister. And I shit my pants, like, because realistically, that's actually quite generally, like, it's not the most pleasant watch, is it?
No,
it's not like It, is it?
No.
It's quite a nice. It's
just more jump scares.
It's quite entertaining, I think.
And it's a comedy as well, which I found really great.
When you watch It, I think the worst part of that film was when the little the chubbier child, when he like kissed that like girl that's like 6 feet taller than him, when she was like hanging in the air, and then like he kissed her and it just came back to life, and I feel like it was so like alright until then, and then I kind of just switched off.
Yeah.
It was like, and obviously this is completely out of loop. It was like, like Love Island, when Jordan and Anna were like, you just kind of think that it could be real, and then like this guy, Jordan and Anna from, I think it was the last summer season.
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah, Jordan, that was the last time. Yeah, well, that is how years work. Thank you. So unnecessary.
You're such a prick.
So
I'm
unnecessary.
gonna kick you off the podcast.
To be fair, the viewers be fuming.
No, they won't. I'll lose all my subscribers.
Yeah. And first of all, you think kick me off the podcast, you're just going to talk to yourself.
Talk to the audience.
Talk to
Ask myself questions.
Ask the audience. Jesus. Phone a friend.
Guest appearance.
Yeah, just phone me up again.
Like, I know I kicked you off. I'm a bit desperate.
Yeah, I'll be the guest.
Lewis Capaldi said no.
Yeah. Oh, what a mess. But no, I do think, yeah, you know when you just think it could be real, it could be authentic,
and
then he asks her to be his girlfriend, and like 2 days later, he's just like, actually, I like this other girl, and then he and then it just gets in his face. It's just like, you are my boy, gun fingers. Like, I'm just sitting there doing the gun fingers. Obviously, you can't see it, but yeah, he just gun fingers. Oh, it's just. That was why I didn't watch this series of Love Island.
No.
I think I feel like we've both been quite big Love Islanders.
Yeah.
This since because you watched it. What series did you start watching it?
So I watched season 2. Didn't watch 3.
Who was season 2?
That was like Olivia and Alex and Nathan and Cara won that one.
Right, yeah.
Katie, those sort of people.
Yeah, see, I watched like the last half of that one, and then I think I've watched it. I watched series 3 with like Chris and Ken.
I didn't watch that one. It was,
no,
but yeah,
it was Chris and Ken. That was like Marcel, Blazing Squad, Jay Huss, you know. Oh, you cringy boy.
Just plugging all music today, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm too white for this. What am I doing? Yeah, so I think him. Yeah, that series with Marcel and who won that, Ken and Amber, and then the next series we both watched.
Yeah, Jack and Danny.
Yeah, Jack and Danny. No, but then Chris and Ken and Marcel were in the same one, weren't they?
Yeah.
What one did?
So yeah,
no. Then you didn't watch that, and then you watched the Jack and Danny, and then that was number 4, right?
And then it was Amber.
Amber and Greg. Jesus, I don't know why my math went shit then. Like, it just absolutely did.
Love Island is like really.
No, but to be fair, it does get to the point though. Like, there are so many series now. We're on, like,
I think they're overdoing it.
Oh, they absolutely are, and I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree with you.
There's some shows as well, but I just some can do on a bit, but I think they're just overdoing it by doing 2 a year.
No, I think 2 years.
You don't have 2 a year of like I'm a Celeb, do you? Or
No,
Strictly Come Dancing.
and that's why I think I'm a Celeb. It's like lasted so long because number one, I think it's just a generally like it's a family friendly show,
definitely.
And that's why I think Love Island are going more because if you watch the Kevin Amber one, they were all smoking.
Yeah, there was a lot more sex.
Yeah, you saw more actual.
But
like,
now, like they do it so like they obviously can't smoke. Like if they do bits, you don't know about it.
You hated saying bits then, didn't you?
I always felt like
bits. So uncomfortable.
But no, they have definitely toned it down a lot.
Yeah, no,
I do think because of that, it's a lot more scripted. Like thinking back to like season 2, like it was more just felt for me more natural. Like the conversations were actually just conversations between themselves. Whereas now it's all like, can I pull you for a chat?
Yeah, no,
can I pull you for a chat?
Mate, give them more alcohol every night. It was like, do you know what it is? If any of you watch, because I know you didn't watch it, but if any of you watch like classic like Big Brother, it was fantastic. Like when like some of it, like it was a bit because obviously that got decommissioned now. But I understand it because like for the normal Big Brother, for example, it could last like 3 months.
Really?
On every single night, just normal people, you don't know them. The celebrity one would last like a month, and then the normal people one would last 3 months. I think
3 months.
to an extent you would like that because you would get to know the characters and their personality traits better. But then, for example, with
how long does Love Island last?
Love
6 weeks. 8 weeks.
It was 8 weeks this time, but it's gradually gone up, hasn't it? I think it's probably gone from like 4 to 6, and then it was 6 for a few years, then it's gone to 8. But I thought the winter one, I thought that was only going to be like 4 weeks, but that seemed like it lasted forever. I thought, was that like 6?
Maybe.
Surely it was 6. So it lasted for ages, didn't it?
No, it did.
Because I wasn't really engaged in it this year. Like, obviously, like, if it was good, then that's great. But do you think, bit of a deep turn, do you think that it should be cancelled following the death of Caroline Flack, Mike, and Sophie Graydon? I think that's quite a big talking point at the moment. I don't know, it's a little bit like dead and buried, the talking point. But I do think it's still quite a big point because we haven't heard any news about it, have we? They haven't announced anything.
The thing is, like, I guess it's hard because Jeremy Kyle was cancelled after the death of the person who was on Jeremy Kyle, but I think that was obviously cancelled straight away because, like, it was, like, he died, like, directly off the back of that episode because of the lie detector results, whereas the other 3 deaths related to Love Island, like, don't get me wrong, like, I think they obviously are related to Love Island, like, the fame and things, but I guess it's slightly sort of different connected, isn't it? So I don't know how they're going to play it.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I think also you think about it like, this might be absolutely like talking out of my bottom here. I might not know what I'm talking about, but I get the impression that Love Island will make them a lot more money than Jeremy Kyle will.
Yeah.
Jeremy Kyle was ITV as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's even worse. It's in production as well, isn't it? But it's like, if you think about it, I don't think that Caroline Flack got the same treatment as, for example, Ant McPartlin did. And I'm not saying Ant McPartlin should have been treated the same way as Caroline Flack, because obviously it's ended in absolute, like, in fatal ways, and it's absolutely terrible how she was treated. And I'm not saying either she just got, like, fully sacked. However, I do think that to an extent, I don't think they should, because obviously he's the golden boy, he must make them so much money. Because you think he does Britain's Got Talent, he does I'm a Celebrity, he does Saturday Night Takeaway.
Yeah.
And those three,
Alone,
those are probably, like, three of the big earners. Whereas the Jeremy Kyle show is daytime TV. Like, it's daytime TV. Even things like, like, for example, The Tipping Point and The Chase probably do, like, bigger numbers. Nice ping there. Nice ping, that's my phone. I should probably go switch that off. Yeah, so what's your take on it?
It's really tricky. Because, I don't know, like, I do just think, regardless of what does happen, like, and I know they are, and I know more things being put in place, but I think, like, because there's been a thing, have you seen it, about, like, a campaign, like, called Caroline's Law or something, to put more protection in place for presenters in the news and the media, and it's basically they're trying to put a law into place to limit the amount of sort of, like, attack and, like, horrible stories, like news people put out about, because obviously a lot of the things that, like, Caroline's, like, bullying was by, like, newspapers and things, wasn't it, like, selling stories on her and, like, painting her in such a bad light. And I think, like, even obviously, like, with the, like, assault charge in the case, like, that was going on and things, like, yes, it's happening, but I think, like, it doesn't need to be, like, so widespread, if that makes sense. Like, I think everyone should be entitled to their personal life, and I think that's what that's trying to put into place, is, like, limiting just how much people can dig into people's personal lives.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because I don't think it's right that everyone should just, like, have everything. Yes, okay, you're famous, but I don't think that means that you are entitled. Like, they're entitled to spreading everything about you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I didn't personally, like, know that was a thing, but no, that, from what you described, I definitely think that's a positive thing.
I mean, I just saw that there was a campaign going on. I don't know, like, what's come out about it, but definitely, yeah, I think just because you're, a celebrity doesn't give everyone the right to dig into your whole life.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I do genuinely think that it's just shocked the media world, really, hasn't it? Like, I don't really know how it goes from here, really. But I think on that dark note, I think we go to end it. I think. Yeah. Happy?
I mean, we've done a lot more than our 40-second intro in episode 1. So
yeah, good start. I'm actually going to pull it up. A little bit of a stat for you now.
Oh, someone's getting mathematical.
Yeah, the stat is, did you know, everyone, 96% of people that viewed the last video, in fact, are not subscribed. So I'd be really appreciated if you swing us a subscribe, share it around with your friends.
Definitely. We'll put a link to our Twitter and Instagram down below, so follow that for updates of when we're posting.
Yeah, we're trying to get good quality content out. Just a general thing to keep your minds at rest. Just to listen to some general chat from people that, cause we're young enough to kind of know what's happening.
What's relevant.
What's relevant, yes, we know exactly what's relevant. Exactly. We're not obviously old enough to be, I don't know, to understand everything to politicians and do you know, I think we're at a good,
a nice age.
Yeah, quite almost like a relatable age. I think it's good to I think share it around if you like it. Drop it a like if you like it.
Drop it a comment.
Drop it
any talking points.
Share it on social media. Let's try and get you 3 subscribers. up to maybe like 4, 5. Treat yourself.
Don't be too greedy.
Yeah, maybe 6. Like I'll be doubling it. Jesus, profits coming. Right. Thank you very much, guys, for listening. If you made it this far, and we will see you next time.